Let's now talk about adding break view in our drawing. So we have this really long pin right here and I'm just going to add it in our drawing. So I'll simply go to this make drawing from part, select NCA, click OK, and here we are. Now in this case, I'll start by adding this view. So maybe I'll just go to this front view and I'll drag it and drop it right here in the drawing. And that's just added. Click OK, the drawing view is added. Now this drawing view is added on a scale of 1:10, which is really small. But in this case, I don't want it so small because with this small scale, the details are not clearly visible and I want to keep it visible. So I'll simply increase the scale here. To do that, I'll now change the sheet size. So here it is 1:10. I'll just make it 1:2 or maybe 1:5. So I'll right click and I'll select the sheet scale. So go to this drop down and select properties. And the sheet scale is 1:10. Let's just make it 1:2. Apply the changes and there we are. Now this has created another problem. The view is too large for this sheet and it's just going beyond this sheet limits. Also, the view in vertical direction is not making so much sense. So I'll just make it horizontal. First, let's just make it horizontal. So I'll select the view and right click. And here we have an option of changing the rotation angle. So you can just zoom, pan or rotate this. So select rotate here from this rotate view option. And now you can specify an angle for this. So here I'll just rotate it to an angle of 90 degrees. Apply. And here it is. Now it is rotated to that angle. Also, if you have created projected views, all the projected views will change if you check this box. So with the change in primary view orientation, all the dependent views will also change their orientation. So with that done, I'll close this and we still have a problem. This is really just big for this sheet. So in this case, we can create the break view. So the break view option is right here. Select this and now specify the points where you want to break this view. So in this case, I'll just start with the view, select it, and now select the 2 points on this view. So I'll click right about here and then I'll click maybe close to this point and here we are. So we've got this break view added. Now the break view is added, you can change its properties here in the break view option. So the first is cutaway direction, which is right now vertical. If you want to cut it in the horizontal direction, you could have done it when it was completely vertical. So you can just select this option. In this case, it's not going to make any sense. So I'll keep it vertical. Also, the gap size is 10 mm. But if you want to increase this gap size to something big, maybe let's say 60 unit, you can do so. Now we have significant gap in between these two cutaway sections. So I'll keep that gap. Also, we have the break line type. You can select from any of these break line types. In this case, it hardly matters whatever the break line type you are selecting, you'll end up with this kind of break. All right, so with that, I'll click OK and we have the break view. Now, even though we have a break view, it doesn't mean the length has actually changed. It will still show the actual length when you add the dimension. So whatever the length of this point to this point is, if you add a dimension, it will show the real true length. Also, you can go to projected view and just create the projected view using this as the primary view. So if you create the projected view, it will use the properties of your main view, but in this direction, it is creating this trim. But if you move in this direction, it's not going to trim it because, well, of course, we don't have any kind of break view added in this direction. So I'll add one here and another one maybe here, and I'll exit out of this. Also, this view is not required because it's completely identical. So I'll select and delete it, and I'll simply move this view right about here and this view inside.